up, guys? So continuing my coverage of the 2019 Oscars, today's category that I'm going to be discussing and predicting is Best Supporting Actress. If you are new to my channel, welcome! I have been making Oscar prediction videos for the last 3 years. I love talking about the Oscars. I love predicting who's going to win. So I make these in-depth videos about all the top categories, all the 4 acting categories, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Adapted Screenplay. So if you like predicting the Oscars, be sure to click that subscribe button, hit the bell if you want the alerts, so you can stay up to date on all my upcoming Oscar prediction videos over the next few weeks. Add me on Twitter as well if you want my reactions to all the Oscar winners on February 24th. So today I'm going to be talking about Best Supporting Actress. If you guys are new to my channel, this is how this video is going to go. I'm going to list the nominees, tell you who I think got snubbed, then I'm going to list the nominees' previous history with the Academy, how many times they've been nominated, how many times they've won. Then I'm going to tell you who I want to win and give you some analysis, and then I'm going to tell you who I think will win and give you some analysis. And don't be afraid to get involved in the discussion in the comments section below, guys. Let me know, who do you think will win, who do you think should win Best Supporting Actress? Let's hear what you have to say about this category. Right, so let's get to it, shall we? The nominees for Best Supporting Actress at the 2019 Oscars are Amy Adams in Vice, Marina de Tavira in Roma, Regina King in If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone for The Favourite, and Rachel Weisz, also for The Favourite. This was a weirdly hard category for me to predict who was going to get nominated this year, even though there was a smorgasbord of amazing supporting female performances this year. There wasn't any one individual who I thought, yes, they are an absolute lock to get into this category. For a while, I thought Regina King was a lock, but then she didn't get a nomination at the SAG, so then I thought, oh, maybe not. Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz have been tied at the hip all the way through award season, and even though I felt somewhat confident that they would both get nominated for Best Supporting Actress, I still couldn't say for certain they both would. But thankfully, they both made it in, and their performances were both so good. Amy Adams' nomination wasn't a surprise. She is an Academy favourite. She's been nominated 6 times now. But the big surprise in this category is by far and away Marina de Tavira in Roma. In fact, it might be the most surprising nomination across all the categories at the Oscars this year. Not many people would have correctly guessed that Marina de Tavira would have made an appearance in this category because she hasn't been nominated at the Golden Globes or the SAGs or the BAFTAs. But her addition here was a nice surprise because I loved her in Roma, but I thought she was outshined by Yalitza Aparicio in the same film. I didn't even mention Marina de Tavira in my predictions video because she wasn't even on my radar. So even though I'm happy that she's here, I was still very surprised. How about the snubs? Who didn't make it into the category this year that was deserving? I think a lot of people were anticipating Claire Foy to show up in this category for her performance as Janet Armstrong in First Man. Nicole Kidman certainly had a chance for Boy Erased. Margot Robbie wouldn't have been a surprise in this category. She got a nomination at the SAGs and the BAFTAs. And then there's Emily Blunt for A Quiet Place, but more on her later. The Academy always throws a few curveballs every year, and Marina de Tavira would be the curveball for this category, but to be honest, it's nice to see her in this category because she's probably more appreciative of the nomination than, say, Nicole Kidman getting like her 3rd, 4th, or 5th nomination. I don't know how many it is. Margot Robbie's been previously nominated, so it's nice to see a first-time nominee get in like Marina de Tavira because it probably means more to her. Plus, Marina de Tavira's appearance here also helps to diverse up the category a bit more. We've got Marina de Tavira, who's Mexican, and Regina King, who's African-American, so along with the 3 other Best Supporting Actresses who are all white, it's quite a mixed bunch this year, which is quite nice to see. Right, so now let's talk about the nominees' previous history with the Academy. There are 2 ladies in this category who are first-time nominees. That's Regina King and Marina de Tavira. Rachel Weisz, this is her 2nd nomination. She had her 1st nomination back in 2006 for Best Supporting Actress in The Constant Gardener, which she actually won. Good for her. For Emma Stone, this is her 3rd nomination. Her previous nominations came in 2015 for Best Supporting Actress in Birdman, and she was also nominated for Best Actress for her role as Mia in the 2017 smash La La Land, which she went on to win. Amy Adams, however, has had the most experience with the Academy. This is her 6th nomination now. She has been nominated 4 times for Best Supporting Actress for Junebug, Doubt, The Fighter, and The Master, and she was also nominated for Best Actress in American Hustle. And remarkably, she has never won an Oscar. Now, who do I want to win? I've actually been lucky enough to see all 5 of these ladies' performances, and I can honestly say I loved them all. I thought they all delivered excellent performances, and honestly, there's no one in this category who I wouldn't be happy to see win. Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz enhanced each other's performances. They bounced off each other so well in The Favourite, and as cheesy as it is, I can't pick a favourite of my characters from The Favourite. Marina de Tavira's performance in Roma I thought was beautifully understated, and it provided a lovely contrast to Yalitza Aparicio's character. But I will say, I think she was eclipsed by Aparicio in Roma. Amy Adams, as always, is phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen a bad performance from her, even when she's in a film I haven't liked. I thought she was fantastic in Vice, but there are so many great performances in Vice that she doesn't really steal the show. She certainly holds her own for the first part of the film, but the last part of the film gets a little bit forgotten about. But for me, if I had to pick one person to win, I would want to pick someone who hasn't won before, and I would go with Regina King, because she has been one of these phenomenal actresses who has been honing her craft for so many years and just flown under the radar. Not many people have heard of her until they saw Beale Street. But she is a force to be reckoned with. I am so glad she's getting Academy recognition now. There were a lot of amazing performances in Beale Street, but Regina King's was the one that I was most touched by. It's just one of those quietly powerful performances. Her scenes in this where she doesn't even talk, but you're still hypnotized by her. Regina King's performance in Beale Street is one of those career-making performances, one that showcases their range to maximum effect. She's strong but vulnerable in moments. She's warm and motherly, and she's hopeful in the face of adversity. There's lots of dimensions to her, but King's performance feels effortless yet powerful. That's why they call her the King. So who do I think will win Best Supporting Actress? Well, as much as I love Marina de Tavira's performance in Roma, her appearance in this category was a complete surprise to me, which is why I think that her nomination is kind of a win by itself. So I'm gonna rule her out. If we're doing it by statistics, then in theory, it should be Amy Adams' turn, because this is a 6th nomination and she's had no wins. Her train is on the same tracks as Glenn Close's train, but she's just one stop behind. Glenn Close has 7 nominations, and she's someone I'm going to talk about in depth more in my Best Actress prediction. With Amy Adams, it feels like an always the bridesmaid, never the bride situation when it comes to the Oscars. Amy Adams is now one of those actresses that tops the list of people that you can't believe have never won an Oscar before. Like Leonardo DiCaprio used to be on there, Gary Oldman, Sam Rockwell. But if you pay your dues long enough, eventually the Academy will recognize you at some point. Amy Adams always delivers a great performance, but is this her year? I don't think it is. 6 nominations evidences that she is certainly due for one, and it's why I factor in previous nominations into my videos when I'm making my predictions. Sometimes what the Academy do is they award an actor with a very fruitful career by giving them an Oscar as almost like a gesture, saying this is to celebrate a rich body of work. So yeah, they win the Oscar as a sort of acknowledgement of a collective body of work and saying we appreciate what you're doing. But if anybody is going to win an Oscar for a collective body of work this year, it will be Glenn Close for Best Actress in The Wife. For Glenn Close, that's her 7th nomination and no wins, but she has had a much longer career than Amy Adams, and whilst Amy Adams has a very bright future ahead of her, this won't be her last chance to win an Oscar. It might be Glenn Close's last chance to win an Oscar, so the Academy will probably keep that in their minds when they make the votes. So it's unlikely they will acknowledge 2 actresses who both have a lot of Oscar nominations, when Amy Adams certainly has a chance to win another one in the future. We know she's going to win one eventually. It's weird that she doesn't have one, but I just don't think her performance in Vice is the one that's going to clinch it for her. And she also didn't win Best Supporting Actress at the Golden Globes or the SAG, so I'm just not convinced there's any momentum behind her to win Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars. Be patient though, Amy Adams, your time will come. When it comes to Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone, they were both so good, like so good to the point where neither one of them outshone each other. They were both so courteous in how amazingly level both their performances were. I genuinely can't decide which of their 2 performances I think was better. Comparatively to last year when Sam Rockwell and Woody Harrelson were both nominated in the Best Supporting Actor category for 3 billboards, Sam Rockwell had a lot more screen time and he certainly stole the show a lot more than Woody Harrelson did. It was a selfish prediction that he was going to win. But with Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz, they had roughly the same amount of screen time. They both impressed for different reasons, and yeah, neither one of them I can say outshone the other one. I don't know which one to pick, and I don't think the Academy will know which one to pick either. It just makes more sense to pick someone else when you can't decide between 2 excellent performances in the same movie. It's like trying to pick your favorite child. Right, enough chit chat and analysis. It's time to tell you who I think will win Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars this year. Drum roll please. The winner of the 2019 Best Supporting Actress, I think, will be Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. I'm not 100% certain it's going to be Regina King, but after the revelation of the Best Supporting Actress winner at the SAG Awards last night turned out to be Emily Blunt for A Quiet Place, I felt more confident now in my prediction that it's going to be Regina King. Emily Blunt winning Best Supporting Actress at the SAG Awards might actually be the happiest result over the entire award season circuit. I'm so happy she's got some recognition somewhere. So deserved, but also so surprising. Horror performances rarely win, but the fact that Emily Blunt triumphed with a horror performance over Rachel Weisz, Emma Stone, and Amy Adams, who were all in comedic dramas, assured me that it's going to be Regina King when it comes to the Oscars. If it had been anybody else but Emily Blunt, I would have been so confused and indecisive as to who I think is going to win. Often the winner of Best Supporting Actress at the SAGs means they go on to win it at the Oscars. But weirdly, Regina King, who was the early frontrunner for Best Supporting Actress, wasn't nominated this year for a SAG or a BAFTA. So if Amy Adams, Emma Stone, or Rachel Weisz had triumphed at the SAG Awards last night, that would have certainly given them a boost to win at the Oscars. But none of them did. It went to Emily Blunt, which makes me think with Regina King's win at the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice Awards, that it's going to be her that takes home the Oscar on February 24th. Anyway, that is my pick for Best Supporting Actress. I could be wrong, but remember, this is a discussion. I would love to hear from you guys, your thoughts, your opinions, your theories. Who do you think is going to win Best Supporting Actress, and who do you think should win Best Supporting Actress? Whatever you think, be sure to get involved in that comment section below. I've got more Oscar predictions coming to you guys. Best Actor, Best Actress, and more. If you don't want to miss those, be sure to add us on Twitter. And of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Be sure to check out my other Oscar predictions, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For more things related to the Oscars, movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.